your friends, family, and people you hang out with will contribute to your brain structure and function. Who you hang out with will be who you become. Okay, they've done study after study of that. Pick the top 5 people you hang out with, average their income. That's probably your income, all that kind of stuff. Okay, but what happens is the brain is mirroring your emotions and their brain is mirroring each other's emotions. It's almost like a dance and we're not even aware of it, but our brains are choreographing this dance that we do every day with these people that we hang out with these friends, with these family, okay? And usually one person's brain leads and the other follows, and sometimes it switches. Now, it can be very good in lots of areas. Close, supportive relationships are good for us, okay? Studies have shown the benefits of that relationship are unbelievable. I mean, in fact, they found that people that are in close relationships, friendships, camaraderies as a team, marital relationships, those folks actually get sick less. They actually have less challenges compared to the average population. Many of the brain's regions that they process language are the exact same regions that the brain controls your body, including your major organ systems, okay, your major support systems. So the areas of your brain that are language are also the areas of your brain that are determining glucose levels of what enters your blood and fuels your cells. The exact same brain regions that process language are also the ones that are changing the flow of chemicals to support your immune system. The power of words is not a metaphor. It is the way your brain is wired. You can't hang around people that are negative. You can't hang around people that aren't supporting your self-esteem, okay? You can't hang around people that don't uplift you, because the exact opposite is true, okay? The brain's region for language, process language, controls all these things. So if it's not getting good stuff, then it's not going to do good stuff with the wiring there. Words are tools for regulating the human body. The same place for language regulates your immune system, or regulates all those things we talked about, your fuel, okay, the glucose to your body for energy, for fuel, okay? If your brain is regulating that, it comes from the words, then how you talk to yourself will determine your energy level. How you talk to yourself will determine how you feel. Just tell me affirmations got it. Okay, if it works, I'm going to do it. When I started that, I was desperate. I kind of want to know why. I'm not hey, I need to know how the clock works to know what time it is. But in the same token, I don't want to be like betting my game plan on something that, might or might not be the way things work. So what we need to focus on is growth, personal growth. So what we need to focus on is growth, personal growth. I want everybody to set a decision for personal growth. See, we can set a goal and we might or might not hit it. And it's very safe to assume that if we don't personally grow, it's going to be very hard to hit a goal consistently. Okay, we might, just sheer effort hit a goal, but that doesn't mean we grew. Okay, it doesn't mean we grew personally, and certainly doesn't mean that we're going to continue to grow. I'm going to challenge you that the best way to guarantee you're going to hit your goals is to personally grow. If you focus on growth, you'll grow and always hit your targets. People are anxious to improve their circumstances, okay? I mean, we all want to make that happen quickly. We all want to get rich quickly. We all want to get a meaningful relationship quickly, but we're unwilling to improve ourselves, okay? Because that takes time. And if you think about it, our circumstances aren't going to consistently get better unless we get better. If we're going to talk about personal growth, okay, I think there's really 2 paths here. One is the accidental growth, which anything accidental rarely gets us where we want to go, okay? But this is what most people, and the reason I'm putting this over there is not to criticize you, but to make you aware of what side you're on. If you're on the accidental growth side, I'm just going to challenge you. You got to get over to the intentional growth, okay? So this is on the left side. This is purely just to grab your attention. Is this me? Are there areas that this is me? And then let's go over to the other side, okay? So accidental growth is I'm going to start tomorrow. Sounds too much like work. I'm going to start tomorrow, okay? Accidental growth is I'm going to wait for growth to come to me. Accidental growth is depends on good luck. Accidental growth is Quits early and often. You know, you start something, quit it, start something, quit it. Okay. Accidental growth is you fall into bad habits. Not you chose bad habits, you fall into bad habits. We all have bad habits. It's a function of, do you fall into bad habits? Basically because we haven't chose to move to good habits. Okay. Talks big, play it safe, think like a victim, okay? Rely on talent. Stop learning after school. How many people stopped learning after they got out of school? Is insisting on starting today. You don't have to go from where you are to a legend overnight, okay? I'm not suggesting that we have 800 things we're going to start growing on. I would suggest maybe one. The discipline to grow on one is the same exact discipline to grow on the next one and the next one and the next one. If you do that over time, you're going to conquer them all, okay? Takes responsibility for growth, relies on hard work, okay? Doesn't expect growth to be some kind of magical genie, okay? You know, expects it to rely on hard work, perseverance. Intentional growth fights for good habits, okay? Follows through, takes risk. And the risk we're talking about is not like risking your assets, okay? The risk we're talking about is you being uncomfortable, you hanging out with different people, okay? You diving deep into you and seeing maybe some things you need to change, okay? That's the risk. Intentional grower thinks like a learner, not like a victim. Relies on character, not on talent. And never stops growing. I was listening to Danny Berrigan, and everybody kind of wants to know the secret. Okay, I already know the secret, so I get right to the point. And this is a young man that is killing it, you know, in all levels. Very, very proud of what he's doing. I just cut to the chase and said, "Danny, what's your schedule, bro?" But he just outworks everybody. Okay, now he's been doing it for a while. He's been outworking everybody for 5-6 years. It just shows up now. He's got compounding going on. But in his talk on PFN, he talked about I think it was his father or his uncle was a gardener. He used to go work with his father. When his dad needed help, he'd go work. That was kind of what he did. And he talked about the gardener's job is not only to plant seed, but it's also to constantly taking out weeds. I know at my house, okay, we got a lot of beds, okay, on 10 acres. I've got one day a week that somebody, all they do is kill all the weeds on my property, okay, and these flower beds and all that kind of stuff. One day a week, that's all they do, okay? And I'm going to challenge you, are you taking out the weeds in your life and in your brain? Are you taking out the weeds, okay? The gardener also needs to plant seeds where he takes out the weeds. Because if you don't plant seeds in that void in your lawn or in your mulch, okay, if you don't plant seeds, then that's just, the weeds will be back. So it's a constant planting good seed and taking out bad seed, okay? And that's kind of how it works in our brain as well. Okay, I'm going to challenge you to make that happen. But I'm also going to challenge you, weeds grow faster than good stuff. I was reading about bamboo, and bamboo, they plant it today, a seed today, and it doesn't like go above the surface much for like 5 years. It's growing, but it's growing deep. It's growing roots. And then once it grows, like it starts to grow above the surface, it'll grow 50 feet in 30 days. That's a Berrigan, okay? That's Danny. That's some of you, okay? Some of you feel like, hey, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm doing all this stuff, Chris, but I haven't hit the jackpot, okay? Well, the challenge is you're not growing weeds, okay? You're growing bamboo. It doesn't have to take you 5 years, but it's not going to happen overnight. You're growing deep. You're growing the roots, okay? What you've got to do is make sure you're watering the right stuff. Don't water the seeds of mediocrity. Don't water the seeds of average. Don't water the seeds of poverty. You've got to know who you are, but more importantly, you got to know what you're not, okay? You're not average, okay? You're not small. You're not made to struggle, okay? You're supposed to win here. It's supposed to be you. You're the change agent for your family. You're the person that's going to make a difference in your community, okay? It's you. It doesn't matter how you feel right now. Feelings are like, okay, they're here today, gone tomorrow, okay? What matters is your belief. your purpose, your destiny. That's chiseled in stone since the day you were born. Okay, that's chiseled in stone. Your destiny, your future, not your feelings, your future, what you were made to be.